Hold the eggs. Did Nintendo just put the Switch 2 launch date in plain sight for us all to see? I really think they may have, and I'm freaking pumped. So good morning, Mario, and good morning, Switch fans. Hope you're all doing fantastic out there. If you've been following the saga of Zach and his Nintendo face character mugs from Super Nintendo World, I saw in a preview for Epic Universe, the new theme park in Orlando, Florida, where Mario World, Nintendo World, and the DK expansion will be. They've got a DK mug, so that just made my week. But what made Mike yours is what's going on, everybody. It's Zach from SwitchForce. The Switch 2, we've been waiting. But what if I told you that the wait may be super, super short after that April 2nd Direct, based on how Nintendo has revealed a few new points on their calendar and how they make such perfect sense and line up just right. Hit that like button if you're excited for Switch 2. We are less than 3 weeks from the coveted April 2nd day. Supposedly, 400,000 Switch units are already in North America. This is pretty crazy, and this is the first piece of evidence that I want you to brain catalog as we discuss the upcoming early launch date. As reported on the Gaming League subreddit, Famaboard's forum member Lick recently discovered by tracking shipments of cartons and instruction manuals that Vietnamese manufacturer HVBG was contracted by Nintendo and has already shipped 383,000 Nintendo Switch 2 units to North America in late January for distribution in the United States and Canada, which is a significant number of units considering they're only part of the initial shipment, which is sure to be bigger by the time the console launches later this year. Now pause. 400,000 Switches already in the US. That means that launch is coming soon. They're not going to just be holding these in warehouses forever. They wouldn't have already made the shipment unless we were close. And what if I told you we were like 2 months close? Okay, 400K shows that Nintendo is really gearing up, and this definitely is not something that's the holiday season, let alone even like September or October. Like, this is happening ASAP. This is happening very, very quickly. Now, we've got some industry analysts saying that the Switch 2 launch is going to be the biggest launch in gaming history. That would explain why Nintendo is doing their very best to get units locked, loaded, ready to go. We know from Furukawa's mouth himself that it's very important that scalpers do not take the upper hand this launch, and that there are plenty of consoles for those who want to buy them. And buy them we will, but our wallets will feel a little sad because more and more people are talking about the $400 price point. Sirkin Toto expects the system to sell boatloads. He is a Tokyo-based analyst, and he says that the $400 price tag is what he expects or more. US tariffs might also complicate the picture and pressure Nintendo's margins, but we can expect a great software lineup in year one, from new Mario Kart and 3D Mario after 8 years to Pokemon Legends ZA and Metroid Prime 4. There will also be third-party support from day one, most probably including blockbusters like Call of Duty. Another industry analyst named Hiroshi Yamashina from Macquarie Capital said that he believes the Switch will be between $399 and $449, although Hideki Yasuda from Toyo Securities says it could go as high as $499. They plan to have first-day inventory as large as 6 to 8 million units, which is bananas. The Switch 2 are going to be pouring out of store shelves. They are going to be erupting everywhere. They're going to be, yes, a hot commodity, but also a cool commodity in the sense that you can coolly walk in and grab what you need, which I think is so imperative and important for Nintendo to A, get this out there and get it to be as widespread and as rampant as the Switch 1 early, so that they can try and build the same success that they had with the Switch 1 by having a massive install base and alluring all sorts of third-party devs. They've got the power, they'll have the sales, voila. Then they have the first-party games that they know are going to be evergreen, that are going to sell millions of units, but they're making sure to try and push so many consoles so nobody's scalping and nobody's waiting on a long-lost pre-order or an IOU or a rain check. Do they even do rain checks anymore? That was a thing when I was younger. I remember getting a rain check for a game that was sold out at Toys R Us, but I don't know if that's a thing. You ever got a rain check if you're under, let's say, 23? You ever got a rain check? Probably not. But when can we expect this rain check to cash in for the Switch 2? Well, I'm looking at you May 15th. Now that's very, very soon after the April 2nd Direct. That puts it about 5.5, 6 weeks after the April 2nd Direct, and that is rushing right to launch. Boom, shakalaka, get it out. Let kids get out of school and tell their mom, I need a Switch 2. But why do I think May 15th? Well, I've already told you about the Mario Kart Lego set that is launching on May 15th, which is quite odd. Why would Mario Kart have a new Lego set launching on May 15th of this year? Well, there is a new Mario Kart game that we know is coming this year, thanks to the first Switch 2 hardware reveal. And Nintendo has an ongoing huge partnership with LEGO, so it just adds up and makes sense. But why Thursday, May 15th? We know that Nintendo has moved their video game releases from Fridays to Thursdays, and May 15th feels just right. It's earlier than anticipated, but still within that early summer window that Nintendo has supposedly been targeting, and does give them a really rapid-fire 6-week marketing cycle from April 2nd Direct to May 15th launch. Now, where is the new evidence of May 15th, Zach? What are you talking about that got you so excited? Nintendo is opening its second ever United States location of a Nintendo store. The only Nintendo store in the US is in New York City. I've been there, it's really fun. I don't think it's like worth its own trip, but I've gotten a lot of great mugs and t-shirts. Now Nintendo announced that they're going to open a new Nintendo in San Francisco. Now the San Francisco store has been known since last year. That's not the new piece of information, but today they resurfaced that info and gave us the opening date. Now there's a big celebration, there's going to be sweepstakes, and there is a big opening date of, you guessed it, May 15th. How perfect to kick off the launch of the Switch 2 with the launch of Nintendo Store 2. Now I know there's Nintendo stores in Japan, yes, but Nintendo US 2 is San Francisco, and May 15th, why is it opening then? Why are they going to have Mario there cutting a big ribbon? Why are they going to have sweepstakes where you can go to the launch? What is going to be exciting to bring people, to motivate people to go to this store? Is it the Mario Lego? I suppose. There is a chance that this Nintendo store opening is in fact tied just to the Mario Lego and not to Switch 2. But it's interesting that it's Thursday. It's interesting that it's May 15th. It's interesting that it's 6 weeks after the April 2nd Direct. Now, if we go back to 2017, a glorious year where the Switch first became a reality, they had their presentation in mid-January, and then they launched that system March the 3rd. That is, again, about 6 weeks after the initial major reveal. Remember, they had the commercial that showed us what the system was about and some of the games we might be playing. Then in January, they said, boom, we're going to reveal it to the press, to influencers, have a big event. I luckily got to go. It was awesome. They had the big presentation on the stage. They showed off Splatoon 2. They showed off ARMS. They showed off 1-2 Switch, and we were ready for action. This lines up to be identical to what the Switch 1 did, and I think Nintendo knows that worked incredibly well. Plus, Nintendo has been at the forefront of experimenting with shorter marketing cycles to ram you with all sorts of commercials, ads, and more, rather than have it slowly roll out over the course of a year to 18 months. I like their strategy. I think it's more fun, and I bet they think it's more effective because they sell all their stuff so darn well. May 15th is the current most likely date for a Nintendo Switch 2 launch, and that's such a good thing. That is earlier than we thought. That's earlier than I thought. I figured given an April 2nd Direct, they were really pushing that thing out after their initial reveal, that we were going to get a mid-June to late June launch. And then I heard some people saying that it could be a surprise, and I assumed that the surprise meant later, because that's how you gotta think with Nintendo. They didn't do a February Direct. We're just waiting on them to let us know what games are possibly coming to the system. You gotta go the long way with Nintendo, not the short way. But it seems like maybe the surprise is in fact that this system is going to launch earlier than anticipated, May 15th, in conjunction with the Mario Kart Lego, to put Mario Kart 9 on the shelf the same day as the toy you can buy, and to open Nintendo San Francisco, Nintendo Store 2, cut the ribbon, and sell somebody the first Nintendo Switch 2. That would be pretty freaking crazy, pretty freaking great, and that would mean if we can get 3 more weeks, less than 3 weeks, to April 2nd, then we'd only have to wait about 5-6 weeks from April 2nd to May 15th, and that feels absolutely doable, lovely, and that means we're 2 months away from the Switch 2 launch. So let me know what you think. Do you believe in May 15th? Because I sure do. I love you all so much. Thanks so much for watching the video. Until next time, everybody, stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. SwitchForce out.